Hi guys, welcome to Root Stem, and today I'm going to be opening up and looking at some Paragon Warsuits. Hi guys, thanks very much for joining me. If you enjoy the content, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to try and hopefully see future videos. I know the channel's been a little bit, what's the word, a bit dead at the moment, but that's because I moved house and this COVID has made it very hard to get battle reports put up. But hopefully with some new codexes coming out, we should be able to get some new games in. So today I'm going to be looking at this new squad unit of the Paragon Warsuits. Quite intrigued by this unit. It's 240 points to be able to field this squad, and it doesn't really mention on the points values about changing the weapons too much. I think it does for the blades, but we are now, I'm going to just open up. I've not opened this box yet. I took the cellophane wrap off, and we're going to see what we're going to get in this set. Okay, your usual instruction booklet tells you a little bit about the unit and the weapons that it can have. It's always fine for that if you're not. We've got some funky colours. All right, so we've got 3 different looking things to go onto the backpack. Am I going to be able to magnetize that? Possibly. Right, you also get a sororitas. Yes, I quite like. I wish Space Marine units came with more of these as well. Just your standard transfer sheet. It's got everything that you actually need to be able to put these models together. 3 large bases, quite big bases, but they are going to be quite big models. And you get 3 sprues. Now, all sprues currently seem to be different to each other. Is there any number notification on any of the sprues, maybe? No. Makes you wonder if each of these particular models are just one type. And I'm quickly going through this little book. Now, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of build types. You seem to just, it's one unit, it's standing. I wish they would have maybe included some running legs on these. It feels very, feels very like you can't be arsed, Games Workshop, which I'm starting to get used to if you don't play Space Marines nowadays. Yes, I'm going to Space Marine Bash. Right, I'm just going to have a look at some of these sprues. If I get rid of these 2, there we go. So what we've got is, you've got all 3 weapon variants. That seems to actually come in every single sprue. Each one has got different variants that it can actually put onto its shoulders. And we've got a very generic pose for every single model. There's not much in the way of legs. That changes, which is a bit of a shame. I really did fancy maybe having a running unit or something maybe that looks like it was taking a knee or something like that. It doesn't seem like you've got a lot of choice. Weapons are quite standardized. Now, the weapons themselves all seem to come with either 1, 2 or 3 or 4 different variants on these packs. And my thing would be to try and see if we could magnetize it. Now, to magnetize that, we're going to possibly have to sink maybe a magnet into there and then maybe a magnet onto the side of these to try and make them fit. I'm not quite sure if it'll be worth it, whether or not it'll just be easier gluing it together and just bother having the pipes. I've done that before, but I suppose that these pipes are ones for the pipes are just to make it look like they've got additional ammunition, even though I'm not quite sure why your heavy bolter would need additional ammunition. It's got a kit, it's got a magazine. Apologies, I was yawning in the last video as well. Little in the way of variety. Yeah, I've got multiple different helmets, which is nice. I might, for once on these, I like to paint sisters' heads, but if you come across some of my videos, they've got the habit at the moment of making sisters look like He-Man. Although these, all of these seem to be quite good sculpts when it comes to the head. Now let's see if I can get that in there for you. Yeah, they seem to have some pretty decent sculpts when it comes to faces. Let me get the other set. This is why I'm wearing the black gloves. Yeah. Those faces, although a little gaunt on 82 there, that's 69 seems to be all right. And then having a look at the third sprue. Damn it, I've drank all my tea. Short hair, kindness with the eye. I don't know. I'm not quite sure you're going to be able to paint these without them actually being on the model. As you can see there from section 2, you're pretty much going to have to put the model in, the head in, before you are able to put the rest of the model around it, which is a bit of a shame, if I'm honest. I would have preferred to paint the head separately. I mean, you could always paint it before assembling the front chest piece, but it looks like a lot of the other parts that want to be stuck to it need to be assembled at the same time. A model this big, I wouldn't normally do in bits. I would probably, more than likely, make sure that the majority of it has actually been attached. I mean, even if you're looking at that up there, when it comes to these weird things across the top of the battle suits, they are encased within. And then I always find with plastics, it's better to try and make sure you've got as much built as you possibly can. You're not using super glue, you're just using plastic glue to try and stick them together. The less build you need to do, for me, without it being stuck together, the better hardiness of the model that you're going to get. Here's where you're going to be putting the majority of those weapons, and if I'm honest, they look like they could be magnetized quite easily. You could just basically split, very much similar to what I did on my Titanicus models. But it's this bit here, this backpack going into it. This is what's going to cause the issue. This is what's going to cause the problem. There needs to be a way to clip that. I wonder if we could get it to pin. Oh, yes. That'll be a different video, but I am thinking on what to do when it comes to actually building these figures.